Hi, my name is Lauren Wengender. I'm a junior and I'm in the environmental geoscience major. So for my art project, I chose to go to the Memorial Art Gallery. And while I was there, I got to see many artworks done by the artists that we studied in class, such as Rauschenberg, Van Gogh, Monet, Manet, and a lot more. So that was pretty cool to experience. The painting I chose to look at was Camille Pissarro's Peasants in the Field. And the following video is a video of my first impression of the painting. So this painting reminds me of post-impressionism with Seurat's painting of the Sunday afternoon with like all the different dots that he makes the painting up of. So after I looked more closely at the piece, my first impression of the painting was correct in that the style and sceneries shown in his painting were similar to Seurat's, who we learned about in class. And these are some paintings done by Seurat that are similar to Pissarro's. Pissarro was actually friends with Seurat and was affected by his theories and techniques, specifically the pointillism technique and the mass amounts of colors used in the painting. Seurat was a post-impressionism painter and used the pointillism technique frequently for his artwork. I was also drawn to his painting because the technique of pointillism reminded me of the stippling technique, which I've used many times while drawing. This painting could be categorized into the post-impressionism era. This era of painting styles was from 1886 to about 1905, and this specific painting was made in 1890. During these times, artists were creating art that provided an escape from city life. Lots of different colors were being used, the brush strokes were typically loose, and the painting styles varied from artist to artist. Pissarro, in the way that he paints the peasants in the field, gives you a look inside of his mind. The scenery looks very relaxing, and even though the individuals in the piece are laboring in the field, they look calm and at ease. For example, the little girl is sitting on the ground behind the two older women in the front. She's enjoying herself in the simple setting of the field without being surrounded by technology or the busyness of the city. The scenery, especially in the sky and clouds, have loose brush strokes as well, and they give the impression of clouds, but isn't meant to look completely realistic. So going back to what I was first talking about, pointillism is a technique that uses tiny dots of various pure colors which become blended in the viewer's eyes when looking at the whole painting. This also increases the brightness of the painting, which Pissarro was very fond of doing, and you can tell that in the painting that he makes sure to carefully display the colors in a way that brightens the scenery and that blend well together. I also learned that Pissarro lived in the countryside and liked to paint the scenes that were around him, as well as the people that lived there. He studied nature and peasant life under tropical conditions, focusing on the effects of light and color, which he would help theorize as a key impressionist theme. You can tell in his paintings that he tries to bring out the brightness and vibrant, calm feeling in his work, probably trying to reflect life in the countryside, rather than the busy city life like in the painting styles before post-impressionism. You can tell by looking at this painting that he's focusing on the effects of light on color. Something that I thought Pissarro may have been doing in his painting is trying to relate the landscape to the people that are living there, such as even though they are living in simple conditions, they are able to create a beautiful landscape that could reflect the beauty that most people in that time were missing out on, like the calm country life compared to the busy city life. Something I also learned was that Pissarro was an anarchist, and in some of his paintings he tried to implement his views into them. He employed lots of combinations of color and light into his paintings to try to convey a sense of a utopia that he believed could be achieved in an anarchist society. He tries to portray the peasants and their works as dignified, and by painting these subjects, he encouraged his wealthy art colleagues to publicly display their artworks that made peasant life appear dignified and more important. I was thinking that might be why he tried to focus so much on peasant and country life as well. He also often used his own family members as models for his pieces, which further demonstrated that he didn't view domestic work as a lesser profession. So overall, I thought this painting was a great example of a post-impressionism painting with the unique painting style, the variety of colors, the loose brush strokes, defined brush marks, the way it lets you escape from city life, as well as the hidden meanings behind it as well. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation.